Hello, former noobs, and welcome to the first episode in my new Counter-Strike series called Noob to Nova. For this episode, I'm going to go through all the tactics I use when playing on Inferno. I decided to start with Inferno just because it's my favorite map, and every other video does Dust 2. Oh, and a quick tip, I discovered that when you hold tab, it displays your entire radar, zoomed all the way out. I was not aware of this before, but it's useful to use, so whenever you need to check the full map, just do that. Press tab, boom. I'm going to start with the terrorist side tactics first and then show the CT side. And I'm going to start with banana to B, so let's get that started. I would recommend smoking off mid just about every time late in the game if they have ops and they're trying to pick you off, because they can pick you off. So what I do is go in this corner behind this haystack, just aim straight up above this house, chuck it, and that should smoke off mid every time. Boom. Should have a hard time hitting you if you do that. Then as you approach up banana, be very cautious because there may be somebody behind that car. You can try to pick them off, or you can go up here and you can throw a smoke off this fence and then pick them off. So that way, as you're coming around, the only person you have to worry about is that car. And then you can fully come around. You want to check this corner. Oh my god. Come back here. And then make sure nobody's back here. If they are, spray them down, obviously. And next, while you're taking B, there will usually be somebody either on top of coils, which is that spot right there, or they may be down there next to coils. There could also be somebody right there. So you can hop up here if you want to shoot the guy near coils. Drop down, check this corner, and then come around. There may be a guy back in that corner right there, so check there. And then you want to smoke off CT spawn. And then you take control of B. It's pretty simple. Also, you want to make sure to check construction site, make sure nobody's hiding in here, back there, or in the general area. And after you have done this, you have control of B, and you just want to keep control of B. And you can do the same thing those guys were doing. You can stay back here to watch banana. You can stay behind this little fountain statue and watch CT spawn as well as banana. You can be in this corner back here watching banana, and in this corner watching just basically everything: construction, CT spawn, and people coming up the steps from banana. So that's what I do when I'm taking banana to B on this map. Okay, next I'm going to show mid to A. You want to come in this corner and smoke off mid, obviously, the same way you did before. And after you've smoked, you want to come up here, up to cart, and you can do that by going regular mid or alternate mid, but I would definitely say to go mid, because if you go alternate, there can be a guy in this window, and if there is, he should easily pick off anyone going alternate. So just go up regular mid, wait for the smoke to clear, and then edge off the walls like this, and check this side over here, and check arches. And after you have cleared these areas, you can proceed to go to A, either through arches or to truck like this. When you go here, you want to make sure there's nobody there. Back down there, and there can also be a guy up there or on bomb site, so you want to check all those places. Check down here, and then after you have bomb site, obviously you just plant. When you're doing mid to A, you want to have a guy, at least one terrorist, stay back down at steps mid and guard banana, and make sure no CTs try to come up behind you at banana, because if they come up behind you, then you're in trouble because you got counter terrorists on both sides of you. So that's pretty it for mid to A. It's pretty simple. Okay, next I'm gonna show apartments to A. Again, you want to smoke off mid just so that the counter terrorists have as little information as possible. Then after you've smoked off mid, you can either go in to apartments entry right next to T-spawn, or you can go up alternate mid. I always go in here. I don't see any reason to go straight up alternate mid. And as your team's crossing this bridge, you want to check window back there. Make sure no counter terrorists are watching. And if there is, you can either shoot him or just try to dodge him and come in here. And then when you come out of these apartments, you can have one of your teammates come over to cart and hop up on cart and get inside window. Although that's not entirely necessary, you can just go straight inside apartments. Try to get some picks. After you have apartments, proceed. You can also go down those steps, but just come out here, check pit back there, check back there, and then take over the bomb site. I don't really like going apartments personally. I think it's too difficult, really. I mean, you gotta be pretty lucky to get apartments. You just gotta hope that there are not a shit ton of counter terrorists in here waiting for you, and if there are, it's gonna be really difficult. So I'd basically just go banana and mid. Okay, the one last tactic you can do is you can wait until about a minute is left in the round, and while you're waiting, try to snag some picks. You can have a guy watching mid to try to get a pick there. You can have a guy waiting right here on banana or further up to get picks. You can have a guy come back to alternate mid with possibly an op or just an AK will do fine. Try to get a pick in the window. And just have your teammates stay really close together near T-spawn and try to get some picks off the enemy team before eventually taking one of the routes to get and take over the bomb site. While doing this, normally if you do get some picks, you want to go to the bomb site where you got the picks. So if you kill like 2 people near A, your team probably wants to go A, just because they already have less people there and the CTs would have to rotate, so it'd be easiest that way. Okay, next I'm going to show CT defense tactics for bomb site B. You can come all the way up banana and you can play from car like that. You can play from this corner, but I wouldn't really recommend this spot all that much. You can play from back here or near the bomb site, actually on it. You can play from CT wall right here. You can play from coils up there, as I mentioned earlier. You can also find a spot in construction if your team is getting just destroyed and you need to pull back. Just run into construction. You can play from back there, there. You can also play right here, which is pretty good because sometimes they don't check and they'll just run past and you can just shoot them. And if your team does notice that the terrorists are rushing B, I would recommend throwing a smoke off this wall and kind of peeking until you can see their legs and just spray them as they come through the smoke. That'll usually be good defense against rushing. I find actual smoke to be more useful than fucking napalm grenades or whatever the fuck they're called. Just because sometimes they'll just run through the fire anyway, because they'll only get like 30 damage probably, and it doesn't really hurt them that much. So smoke's more useful in my experience. But when it comes to defending A, you can defend from the actual bomb site itself like this and watch apartments. You can also defend down here from pit and watch back there, and apartments like that. Both of these are pretty good spots. You can also be back here watching right there. This is a really small spot, so I never really use it. You can hop up here though, which is a little bit better. And then you can also defend right here, defending mid. You can try to get picks with an op. And there's also arch defense, where you defend at arches like this. And let's see, apartments, you can stay back here at the top of steps where you're just barely peeking over like that. You can defend from window, watching alternate mid like this, or out here. You can also, when defending in apartments, go in this room. I don't remember what this room is called. I think it's maybe dark room. I don't know, or pit. I think I've heard somebody call it pit. But you can wait here and wait until a terrorist runs by, come out and shoot him down. And it's just about it. Counter-terrorist side's really just simple, straightforward. When you are picking mid, you also want to make sure that you're calling to your teammates. If you see 3 guys run banana while you're watching mid, you should call to your teammates at B and tell them that terrorists are running there. You could also have a guy rotate at that point, because if more than half the team is headed that way, that's probably where the bomb carrier is. When you're in window, you also want to be making those calls. If you see him running across the bridge over there in apartments, the bridge crossing, if you see, you just want to go ahead and make the call out to your team. But I think that's about it. Not a whole lot to this map. One of the reasons why I like it, but don't know what else to say. If you liked this video, you can subscribe, like it, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, retweet it again, share it on Tumblr, forward it to your family members, make it into a birthday card. You could do all kinds of shit with this video. And that's about it.